Life is Strange 2 Episode 3 Wastelands starts off slow, eventually gaining traction and concluding with a bang, providing multiple new characters and old souls from the previous episode to interact with, all while building on Sean and Daniel's relationship, which has become increasingly rockier since the previous episode. Life is Strange 2 Episode 3 is full of emotional moments and will leave the player craving the next episode. Episode 3 has Sean and Daniel working on a marijuana farm 2 months after the events of Beaver Creek. Still running from the law, the brothers have found sanctuary for the first time thanks to Finn, Cassidy, and the others working on the farm. At first, things seem alright as Sean and Daniel work on the farm to earn enough money for their trip to Mexico. However, things don't remain stable for long as everything begins to escalate and become a lot more difficult. Daniel has become increasingly more unfriendly, and depending on your choices, this can lead to much more aggressive responses. Daniel feels like Sean has thrown him aside in exchange for his new friends and actively uses his power as an example to assert his power. That's far from Sean's only problem as the episode progresses. Sean's fear for Daniel grows as the child shows more control over his powers, but uses it in questionable ways as a form of aggression and towering over other people as a sense of superiority. The episode does tend to drag out in the beginning, with simple tasks such as cutting plants, camp chores, peppered together with interesting dialogue. During the last hour of the 3-hour episode, things do begin to quickly gain momentum. Suddenly, tough choices begin to flood in as Sean quickly has to make a series of difficult choices. This is exactly what fans of the series wanted and the developers delivered. With various branching paths, players are encouraged to keep coming back, not only to replay episode 3, but go back into episode 2 and maybe change how Daniel may feel about them. Best of all is that the dialogue skip option is a little bit improved. You still can't skip everything, but there are a lot more options of how you can skip the cutscenes. For example, you can't skip the opening cutscene, but you can skip a lot more annoying dialogue. Fortunately, Episode 3 doesn't waste a lot of time with puzzles and offers limited areas to explore. The latter may be a little annoying to players, but the main focus of this episode is interacting with characters and making decisions. With so many new characters, you're given ample time to explore each one, learning about their lives prior to the farm, hopes, dreams, and gaining their trust if you choose to do so. The area you explore is a camp where the workers live. It doesn't offer that much in terms of distinct areas, they're just a bunch of tents, but each one of them is littered with information about each of the characters, like their families, where they came from, and a lot of interesting information, so you don't feel like you don't know these characters by the end of the episode. Those wondering if the technical problems that existed in the second episode also plague episode 3, the answer is no. I only experienced one minor character model glitch and one clipping issue, but nothing compared to Captain Spirit floating into midair or any crashing issues, so it's definitely much more polished than Episode 2. Episode 3 is a fantastic journey that provides players what they've come to expect from this acclaimed series. Great characters with unique personas and a lot of difficult decisions towards the end. Players will have to endure some busy work before things start to ramp up, but this is a minor issue. It's definitely a step up from the previous episode. You won't see the ending coming, but the array of ways that it could end will leave the player shocked and craving for episode 4.